Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to set a very basic budget studio using something like a simple shoot-through umbrella. So that's a shoot-through umbrella, and also with some very basic triggers. These triggers about £10 a pair. The umbrella's about £7 to £8, and then you'll be needing a S bracket, and this holds the flash you've got. Any flash will do it, no matter what flash it is. So any flash you've got will go in the S bracket. You fit it on a cheap stand. This is a cheap stand. Cheap stands are about £8. The holders, the S bracket, is about £12 to £15. So your budget, £25 to £30, you can get some pretty reasonable studio results. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how to set up a shoot-through brolly studio. Okay, so these are the pair of triggers. I've put the transmitter on top of the camera at the moment on the hot shoe. If you've got a Sony, you'll need an adapter to convert it to a standard hot shoe fit. This is the receiver. These have trip switches on them, and you have to match the trip switches. So if everything's on 2, this is on 2, they will talk to each other. They go on the bottom of the flash. I've already got one fitted on here, and it's working. I've got the flash here. You simply put your flash into manual, and you can turn your flash up and down on the back of your flash. So if I shoot the camera now, you'll see that flash on the wall. So I'll just take a shot. So that's actually fired, sent a signal to the transmitter. Transmitter's fired the flash, so you've got your first base. So you've now took your camera, you've now took your flash off your camera, and you've got off-camera flash very simply for about £10. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the umbrella on. So I'm going to pop along and put the umbrella on. Okay, so you've got your flash here now. Most flashes have something called a wide-angle adapter, and if you pull your nail there and pull your adapter down there, you'll see that you've got a little wide-angle adapter. Goes on the front there. That'll help spread the beam. So we're going to pop the flash in the holder. The flash in the holder, just popping through the bracket. Make sure it's firmly down so it doesn't fall out. Then we're going to pop the umbrella in. Pop the umbrella in, and there is a little hole in front of the S bracket there. All brackets, they'll have a little hole for the umbrella. I'm going to pop the umbrella in. And what we're going to do now is we're going to fit the umbrella. So the umbrella, if you've got the umbrella this far, what will happen, the light will spread, it'll come outside the umbrella, it'll hit everywhere, interfere your exposure, it'll be wasted light. So you want it near about just the edge there, so it's not inside, but just on the outside. Then tighten that up, switch it on, get my trigger, just have a quick test, make sure it's all working. So that's it fitted in there, so we are good to go now. So we're now going to do a little setup now and have a try with it. Okay, so when we're using a shoot-through umbrella, this is the position we'll be using it in. So we'll be shooting towards yourself and shooting through the umbrella. So we are doing this on a budget. So at the moment, we've got a light stand about £7. We've got your own flash gun. And then on that, top of that, the light stand, we've got a Godix bracket, £12 to £15. The umbrella, about £7 or there approximately at the moment. So that's the cost at the moment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about backgrounds. Now we're doing it on a budget, so we're not going to use a background. I'm going to be using the curtains. So if you've got some curtains which are plain, that's absolutely fine for a budget setup. And also, if you've got a plain wall, you can use a plain wall too. So I'm just going to actually shut the curtains to show you what it looks like. And above my head here, I'm using the main light to illuminate this video today. I'm not using anything special. It's just daylight LED bulbs in the main light above me, and that's how I'm illuminate it. So this is how the setup will be. Okay, so this is how the setup will look. So there'll be the background curtain. This is going to be the light, and this is how it's roughly going to look. So you'll see it flash. So that's what we're working with. So we're going to go ahead now and get set up and get a model in, which happens to be my wife, and we're going to go ahead and do a shoot until she runs out of patience. Okay, so here we are now. We've got Helen as our model. She's the model for the day. She's my wife until she gets fed up and decides she don't want no more. But at the moment, we're all right for about half an hour. So we've got a single light source in that umbrella there, and we've got a shoot-through umbrella. That's a Godix light, but you can use any flash you like. And we've got that set at a quarter power from this distance, and that's metering out at 6.3. So I've got 6.3 in manual. I'm in manual here, so I'm at 6.3 on my aperture. I've got my shutter speed to 200th of a second and ISO 200. So I've got my autofocus on it, and I'll be focusing on the eye, and we're going to take a shot now and see what it comes out like. So I'm coming back here now. I'm going to tell Helen to give her a best smile, and 1, 2, 3, and that's the shot. Okay. So I'm checking the shot here, I'm checking the shot and it looks okay. I'll pop it up here so you can have a look at it, and that's our base image to start with. And looking at this image here, it looks reasonably okay, it looks quite nice. A little bit of fall off around here, so we could need a second umbrella or a reflector, but we'll be doing that a little bit later on. So we're going to go ahead with the shoot now and carry on. I'm going to address that now. We're going to put a reflector on. This is a reflector. It's a multi-reflector. You can turn it a white side, black side or silver side. I'm going to use the silver side, and I'm going to put the silver side on the chair. Again, no equipment, just rested against the chair there. So when it flash goes off this time, it'll hit that reflector and it should light them shadows up. So here we go, we're taking the same picture of Helen. The only thing that's changed is that we've put a reflector in and it looks like this. So okay, so I'm looking at that shot now, yeah, and that's lit it up quite nicely. Okay, so we took a photograph of Helen and we've used a shoot-through umbrella and we've used a reflector. And we're happy with them shots, but we can't control how the light falls on the backdrop without putting flags up and making it quite complicated. But what you can do, you can use something called the inverse law, which is easy for you to say, inverse law. So what we're going to move Helen and the flash away from the background, so the light has got further to travel to the background, so this should make the background darker or even dark. So we're going to do that now. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move Helen and we're going to move her up the room, and we're going to move the light with it too. I'm going to take another shot doing the same thing again now, so you can see I can make the background darker. Okay, so what we've done now, we've moved Helen up about 4 or 5 feet. So, and the umbrella is in the same position. So it's the same shot, but the flash from the umbrella has got further to fire to hit that curtain. So there's going to be some fall off, and that's what we're going to play with. So we want that curtain reasonably dark. But what I've actually done, I've turned the light on in the corner. So I'm going to try and pick that light up as well. So we'll do one with the light and one without the light. So we're going to take another shot now. Here we go. So this is with the backlight on there now. I'm going to take a light of Helen there. And this is without the reflector, simply the shoot-through umbrella. So this is the shot. So that's the shot. I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to go over there and I'm going to turn the backlight off. Because I'm shooting at a slow shutter speed, I'm going to turn this main light off a minute, because that'll be burning in, because I'm at 15th of a second and it's ambient. So hopefully we should be good to go now. So that should be now a nice dark background at 15th. Yeah, so yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, I'm happy at that. So we've got a shot there. We've got a shot there with the backlight on, and we've got a shot without the backlight on, and then we've also we're going to take this shot again. So we'll take this shot again, and I'm going to put a reflector in to fill this fall off here, because there's some fall off here. We want to just fill them shadows in. So again, I'm going to get that silver reflector, pop it down there to bounce a bit of light up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the flash directly on top of the camera. Not the best place to put a flash on top of the camera. It becomes specular. It becomes a small source of light, shadows, burns all the details out in the highlights. Not the best thing to use directly on your flash. But we're going to give a comparison to show you the difference between controlling the light and having light you can't really control, only point. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so I've just got an ordinary speed light on here. Nothing fancy. In fact, this one's 17 years old. I've had a quick go manually, and I've turned it down to about a quarter power. And that's given approximately the right exposure at 6.3. So we're going to take a shot, and you can see the difference between a controlled light and a direct flashlight. So we're going to do that. So this is Helen here posing for us, and this is looking really nice. I'm going to take a direct picture, and that's the direct picture. I'm just going to check it, and that's exactly what you'd expect from a flash. So I've took the picture with the flash gone, and she looks like a rabbit in headlamps of a car, which we would expect from direct flash. So the best way to go is to buy a budget flash system and get a setup similar to this one. Here are the final results. If you look at the photograph on the left of Helen there, this is taken with the flash directly bolted on top of the camera. Not very flattering at all, as you would expect from direct flash. Again, on the right hand side, you've got one what's controlled with a budget umbrella and a single flash and a reflector to the right. And I think if you took photographs of somebody and used this technique, this budget setup, I'm sure they would be very pleased. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.